In this chapter, Hendro embarks on a breathtaking journey to the center of a galaxy, where he seeks to experience the profound, often overwhelming connection that binds every life form in the universe. Prepare to be moved as he confronts the beauty and pain of existence itself, discovering that true unity comes with unimaginable challenges and unexpected revelations. If you're ready for a story that will touch your soul and leave you with a sense of wonder, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Stellar Ascension. You won't want to miss where this cosmic adventure takes us next. Chapter 7. Connection with the Whole. Hendro floated at the heart of a vast, swirling galaxy, a lone silhouette bathed in cosmic light. Stars spun like luminous whirlwinds around a dark central void, each radiating a song, a hymn of existence, ancient and unknowable. The galactic core pulsed slowly, as if breathing, as if it carried the heartbeat of the cosmos. Hendro's form was still, his essence settled into a deep meditative state. He had journeyed through countless astral planes, encountered beings of boundless wisdom, and embraced spiritual revelations that transcended worlds. Yet today, here, suspended at the crossroads of gravity and eternity, he prepared for an experience that both terrified and awed him. Surrendering himself to the whole, the infinite, the unnameable interconnection of all that lives and breathes in the universe. The descent into self. His breath came deep and slow, resonating with the dance of the galaxies. Each inhalation pulled in the energy of distant suns, and each exhalation released his identity, his separateness. As the layers of his consciousness began to unfurl, a familiar sensation crept in: vulnerability. Hendro was not merely connecting with his surroundings, he was dissolving into them. Thoughts surfaced. What if he lost himself entirely? What if the consciousness that was Hendro disintegrated, leaving nothing but stardust? He'd faced these fears before, yet in this place, surrounded by cosmic grandeur, they felt amplified. This moment demanded absolute trust. In the middle of the meditative depths, he began to hear voices. At first, they were distant whispers, weaving through the fabric of space. Then, more clearly, the murmur of existence arose. Hendro opened his inner senses, and what he perceived was a mosaic of life force, an intricate pattern that spanned countless worlds. Voices of the cosmos. Hendro spoke a voice, low and reverent, carried on waves of cosmic wind. Why do you seek to join us? Hendro's spirit wavered, sensing the magnitude of the question. To understand, he responded. To embrace what is beyond the reach of thought, beyond my own existence. To feel the connection that binds us all. The galaxy shifted around him, stars glittering in response. Another voice spoke, this one gentle yet piercing. Understanding comes at a price. The cost is yourself. Are you prepared to lose everything? His heart, if it could be called that in his ethereal form, surged with doubt. Was he truly prepared to shed the last remnants of his individuality for a connection so vast that it might obliterate him? The stars watched, waiting. Hendro steadied himself. I will pay the price. The gift of sight. With his affirmation, the galaxy came alive. Swathes of light flared brighter, and currents of energy pulsed toward him. Hendro's essence began to dissolve. It was like being absorbed into a great ocean, and every cell of his being surrendered, becoming part of something grand and eternal. Then, as though his awareness had been lifted on a wave, he began to see. Entire civilizations danced in his perception. He watched beings of pure water living in symbiosis with their planet's tides. He saw species woven from thought, their dreams molding reality. From a lush world of forests, he felt the echo of a child's laughter, carried by the whispering wind. Each being, each consciousness, radiated threads of energy connecting to others, weaving a colossal web of existence. It was overwhelming, a tapestry so intricate and magnificent that it brought Hendro to the edge of spiritual ecstasy. He realized that every joy, every sorrow, every birth, and every death sent ripples through this grand network. No one lived in isolation. No being was ever truly alone. Tears of awe filled his astral form. Here was a truth deeper than any word or concept, a love that permeated everything. The pain of interconnection. But then Hendro felt it. The pain. Waves of suffering coursed through the cosmic web. He was thrust into the despair of a dying sun, experiencing its sorrow as it witnessed the extinguishing of its solar children. He was enveloped by the grief of an alien mother mourning her lost offspring, her tears merging with the life-giving river of her planet. He felt a predator's remorse as it took the life of its prey, the eternal dance of survival, etched in sorrow and necessity. Each wave of anguish pierced him, searing his consciousness. Hendro recoiled, desperate to retreat, to shield himself from the unending litany of suffering. But the voices returned. "You sought to feel everything," they reminded him. "This is the cost of connection." Hendro struggled, the weight of existence pressing down on him. It was nearly unbearable. Yet, even in the anguish, he sensed something profound. A presence, a collective will to endure, to heal, to create beauty, despite the pain. The whole was not only suffering, it was also the love that held the suffering, a paradox of agony and hope entwined. Lessons from the star beings. Just as he felt himself fragmenting under the weight of it all, a presence enveloped him, warm and soothing. A star being, composed entirely of blue and golden light, drew near. Its glow was comforting, like the embrace of a forgotten friend. "Do not fear," it whispered, "for love is both the wound and the salve. We endure because we love. We hurt because we care. All that you feel because you belong." Hendro trembled with the realization. To love deeply meant to experience both the highest joys and the deepest sorrows. Connection was a double-edged gift, yet it was the essence of existence itself. The star being enveloped him, and Hendro's soul found a strange solace. His awareness expanded again, this time with acceptance. He embraced the fullness of the whole, the light and the shadow, the laughter and the tears. His essence harmonized with the pulsating rhythm of the galaxy, and for a moment he was everything and nothing. Return to self. When Hendro's consciousness began to return to its form, he felt changed. The galaxy's energy slowly released him, but yet traces of its wisdom remained etched in his being. Opening his astral eyes, he saw himself, Hendro, the traveler, the seeker, but also as more, as a fragment of the whole, a custodian of its light. The journey had humbled him and left him with a burning question, one that echoed through his very core. How would he live differently, knowing the cost and gift of connection? As he floated away from the galactic core, Hendro knew that his quest had only just begun. The understanding he had gained was a seed, one that would take lifetimes to bloom. His heart brimmed with gratitude and purpose, and an eagerness sparked within him, not just to observe but to participate fully in the dance of the universe. With this newfound clarity, Hendro felt the cosmos beckon him to new adventures. A new whisper reached his mind, soft and mysterious, drawing him toward yet another chapter of discovery. The promise of what's to come. The vision faded, and Hendro's eyes shone with a determined glow. What awaited him next? A realm of secrets, perhaps? Or an ancient being with knowledge older than stars? The story of the universe was vast, and he was ready to live each page. But for now, he floated gently, basking in the resonance of connection, knowing he was never truly alone. The whole awaited, and so did the next mystery, calling him into the deeper realms of existence. The weight of a universe. Hendro drifted in the glow of countless stars, their light weaving around him like threads in an infinite tapestry. The energy of the cosmos still pulsed through his being, but his mind was heavy with the paradox of what he had felt. The joy and pain of existence, so intertwined that it was hard to discern where one ended and the other began. He contemplated the truth he had learned, that every act of kindness and every moment of suffering was a thread in this grand cosmic fabric. As he reflected, the galaxy seemed to respond, its swirling stars whispering secrets only he could hear. A gentle wind, made of cosmic particles, caressed his ethereal form. It was a sensation that felt almost like a reminder, a call to stay connected to what he had just experienced. But as he was beginning to center himself, a sudden surge of energy sliced through the calm. A nearby cluster of stars dimmed, flickering in distress. Hendro's spirit tensed. It felt as if the galaxy itself was writhing in pain, a tremor shaking the very fabric of space-time. Before he could react, he was engulfed in a vision. He saw a planet, bathed in twilight, with lush forests and glittering oceans. The life force of that world pulsed brightly, yet dark veins of sorrow wove through it, casting shadows over its beauty. He saw a civilization in turmoil, its beings torn between hope and despair, divided by ancient wounds. The collective suffering of these souls formed an echo that reached Hendro even here, at the galaxy's core. a choice to be made. "Will you turn away?" asked a voice, clear and resonant, yet somehow coming from within his own consciousness. It was the same presence that had spoken to him earlier, the one who had shown him the painful interconnection of life. "Now that you have felt the whole, will you choose to act?" The question pierced him. Hendro had always considered himself a seeker of truth, one who yearned to understand, to grow. But now he realized understanding was not enough. The universe was not asking for passive witnesses. It called for guardians, for spirits willing to heal the broken connections, to mend the fraying edges of its grand design. His very essence shivered. Could he truly make a difference? He was but one among trillions, a single thread in the cosmic web. Doubt rose like a tide, threatening to drown his resolve. But then he remembered the face of the alien mother he had seen in his vision, the tears that fell into the river of her world. He recalled the predator's regret and the whispered prayers of those who struggled to find light in darkness. The call of the river world. The vision of the wounded world loomed larger in his mind, drawing him in. Its pain was not merely an abstract concept, it was a living, breathing wound. Hendro realized he could no longer be a passive traveler of the cosmos. Perhaps he couldn't heal all sorrows, but he could bring comfort to some. He could be a drop in the ocean, a light in the darkness. His heart, now steady with purpose, guided him toward the distant star system, where the troubled planet awaited. The galaxy itself seemed to part, clearing a path for him, as if in approval of his choice. As he prepared to descend, Hendro took one final breath of cosmic energy, drawing strength from the unity he had felt moments before. "Guide me," he whispered, his voice a prayer to the universe. "Let me be a force of healing, however small." And with that, he began his journey to the wounded world, his spirit ignited with determination and love, ready to weave a new chapter of connection and hope. The awakening of hope, Hendro descended through space, falling like a shooting star toward the afflicted world. The vastness of the cosmos around him seemed to hold its breath, waiting for what would come next. He felt the energy of the planet, its heartbeat full of stories of struggle, love, and hope that never faded. The pain of those people was not just a wound, it was a cry for renewal, an opportunity for transformation. As he approached, Hendro felt his own spirit vibrate with a force he had never experienced before. He was about to become a part of those beings' story, a small but powerful spark of change. And then, a realization dawned on him. True connection with the whole is not just about feeling, but about taking action. The reality of his mission struck him. What if he failed? What if his presence brought more chaos than healing? But he remembered what he had learned. It didn't matter how big the impact was, as long as the intention was genuine. The universe was too vast to be healed by one being alone, but every act of kindness, every gesture of love was a stitch in the grand fabric of existence. With his spiritual heart beating with emotion, Hendro knew that his journey there was only just beginning. There would be challenges and lessons, encounters with beings who would forever change the course of his soul. But he was ready, because he felt in every fragment of his being that he was never truly alone. The whole sustained him, and he was a part of the whole. The world below came into view, its mountains and oceans unfolding like a living cosmic painting. With renewed courage, Hendro prepared to descend, eager to discover the role he would play in that story full of pain and potential. But what about you, traveler of the galaxy who follows this journey? What would you do if you could feel the universe's pain and love all at once? Hendro is about to learn how even the smallest act can ripple through the cosmos. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like the video to support this series, and subscribe to the Stellar Ascension channel so you don't miss the next chapter of this incredible cosmic saga. The universe is vast, but our stories are connected. Are you ready to keep traveling with Hendro?